Okay, we got more sparring footage here. One thing I'd like to mention is one of the best things you can do as an athlete is record yourself. Like record footage of your practices, your matches, your games. Um, that way you can review it, go over things, and look at the smaller details too as well. Being able to review and record your material is very important as an athlete, especially in combat sports too. Um, I highly recommend it. It's an extremely useful tool, and you should be doing it. So let's get into it. Initial strong impact here. I get a nice overarm grip there. And we don't have Tawara on our mat, so it does change up the game a little bit. It has its pros and its cons. Not having the Tawara means you have to be very aware of your ring edge, and you have to have very good ring awareness and know how to kind of like really skirt that edge and have good footwork on it, as you don't have anything to post or to feel. But then that kind of has moments where, a foot just ever so slightly slips out that otherwise would have been stopped by the Tawara. So we'll see that here. So initial strong impact. I come in strong with the forearm there. Catch him. He stays nice and tight and low. Really denies me the grips I want. Forces me to take double outsides. Not able to get that inside. I'm driving through. And then he just steps out on the edge here, which is unfortunate because as I'm driving through here, I'm in an unstable position, and he actually slips to the side and reverses. So if their Tawara had been here, he could have posted, been safe, and then shifted and caught me. So my win was more on just a bit of a technicality here of not having a proper mat set up. But I would like to acknowledge that if he had Tawara there to post on, he probably could have caught me there with that reversal. So it's the small things. So good impact here. This was a match I actually really liked. I really liked how this turned out. And I've been trying to kind of re-emulate it, recapture it. Because it's exactly how I want to do it. Every so often I'll have a match like this, and I'm able to kind of like get this. So nice impact here. He tries to post. I'm able to use my size and strength to drive through, get that sort of left hand outside, right hand inside, classic grip I want. But then what you see here is I keep my head low, it's below his, and then keep my hips low, knees bent, and then I kind of do this like hip drive, lower my legs again, drive again as I kind of push with the arms a little bit. I'm kind of hopping a little bit here, you can see. And then I just kind of keep doing that until I'm in a position where I'm able just to kind of keep driving through, and I'm able to drive him out. But yeah, if you watch, you can kind of see I'm doing these like little hip drives and then kind of like pushing with my arms at the same time and like lifting. More importantly, I'm lifting and pushing with my arms as I drive my hips together to help kind of like force things through. So watch that again. Initial impact, get the grip, square up, and then I'm able to start driving and pushing with those hips. Keep them up, keep them off balance, and then I'm able to force them out. Classic Yuriki. Now, with the battle of the tall versus the short, always like to see this. They're jockeying for position here, and then it's that overhand grip that catches it again. So we watch here again. We go back up here, Nice initial impact. Tries to extend the arms to stop the opponent from getting in close. Isn't able to. Immediately goes for that sort of like deep over there as the opponent kind of like closes the space, gets in tight. And then opponent shifts from that sort of like inside to that outside to get a better position on the belt. Is trying to drive through. Then he shifts from a poor inside position to that outside with that overhand. And then they continue to jockey back and forth on this side, trying to get that better arm position. And then they're back and forth here. And then there's this initial leg trip attempt here, which was nice. Causes the opponent to stumble. And then they spin, and as they spin, he's able to just use his height and his size with that overarm to kind of like twist him and force him out. What I would have like seen more with that leg trip is to have him kind of like get more of that weight planted on his opponent's leg, and then that way it forces him into a position where he can't really get his leg out and is more likely to be tripped. Because he almost off-balanced himself there, you see there. But overall, it was a good match. Nice back and forth. Good use of some moves there. I like the leg trip. Strong impact here. And then I'm a big guy doing big guy things. So I come in strong here. Again, forearm right in there. It ends up just under his chin there, like right on his neck. I get onto his tricep there with my other hand. Then I'm driving here. Just trying to keep square, keep the pressure on him. Again, he steps out just ever so slightly before he goes for the shift here. And again, if he had the Tuar there to post on, he could have caught me on that shift because we were both on the edge there. I was putting a lot of pressure on him, and he does quite well. You see how he shifts to the side there, lets my momentum go through, and then has his hand on the belt there to try to continue through. So again, if the Tuar had been there, he could have probably caught me on the edge there. So, like I said before, it's the little things that can make a big difference. And then we tie up here and went for the throw here. I actually had to go I had to stab at it a couple of times here to try to catch him. So we have our initial impact here. Ends up kind of in the normal position. I get that sort of left hand on the belt. I have more of an underhook. I don't have a belt grip on my right hand there. But I end up not being able to kind of drive through. So I ended up a bit bladed there with him with my right leg kind of between his there. So then he starts driving through, catching me off balance. And then as he tries to drive through, I shift into it right there. You see, I put my leg back between his. I pull down with the belt as I then kind of push up and forward with that underhook. And I start to twist him. I catch him. He steps forward as I was turning in, forcing that weight onto his leg, especially as I kind of twist with the belt and the underhook here. He hops. He almost saves it. But then I step through here with the leg, kind of going for a very awful Uchimata attempt here. Just to keep him off balance, keep him moving as I continue to kind of step through and keep pressure on that shoulder, keep driving through, and keep going till he's forced out. What's important with this match here is, you see, I didn't get the throw on the initial attempt, so I had to keep going, and I had to reinitialize that throw and kind of keep the pressure on him as I tried a couple of times to try to get it. So you see, didn't initially get it. I stepped through again, hit the leg there to keep him off balance, and then kept rotating, kept moving through, kept the pressure on him. When you're going for throws, sometimes you have to make that decision on the fly of, do I continue with the throw? Do I keep trying to pressure him? Or do I back off and reset? That's something you have to kind of learn and figure out how to make that decision on the fly and in the moment. So we got a battle here. Both they're locked up right now. He had a nice overhook around the arm there. Nice arm lock. He shifted to the belt there. His opponent's on the inside, but he's not really getting a good bit of pressure on him. And then we had the force out there. So if we back up here, back up, we have the initial impact here. Again, the extension of the arms to try to stop his opponent, but he's able to drive through, gets the head onto the chest there, gets on the inside there, and then is able to secure a belt grip there. So the taller guy is keeping pressure on, keeping his opponent down with that sort of like arm lock there and his superior height, keeping the pressure on him. He goes for kind of grab the head to try to kind of like twist into a throw, isn't able to do it, resets,